Hello, everybody. Welcome. We'll call the meeting to order. Welcome commissioners, staff, petitioners, and citizens to the May 14th Mishawaka Plan Commission meeting. Introduction of the staff. To my right, we have Donna Burkhart, our administrative planner. Next to Donna is Shad Annis, our associate planner. To my left, Krista Hill, our senior planner. Derek Spear, our city planner. And in the front row, to my left, we have David Bent, our legal counsel. Donna, would you please call the roll?
Chris Jamrose.
Here.
Drew Cash.
Here.
Woody Emmons.
Here.
Sam Cressy. Drew Johnson.
Here.
Randy Frost.
Here.
Kathy White Gaddage.
Here.
Mike Portalace.
Here.
Chris Torty.
Here. And the rules of the procedures are up on the board and to my right and to my left. As a note, we do all of our speaking at the podium, and if you would please leave your name and address clearly so Donna could take that down in the notes, that would be greatly appreciated. Patience for those attending online. Sometimes we have people online, and that makes a meeting like this a little sloppy, so bear with me and we'll get through it. The previous month's minutes, April, were distributed to the commissioners. Were there any corrections or additions to those minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving those minutes, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? And the previous month's minutes are approved. Are there any conflict of interest on any of the agenda tonight with the commissioners? Drew?
Yes.
Which one?
Plat number 2406.
2406. Okay, we will leave you out of that one. Okay, thanks. This brings us to the first item on the agenda tonight. First item on the agenda, 24-05. A request submitted by DJSJ LLC and Donald Jr. and Jennifer Schramm seeking approval of the 7-lot Grape Arbor subdivision. Hello.
Terry Lang from the Whiteman office. Our address is 1402 Mishawaka Avenue in South Bend. I represent the petitioner. Before you is the final plat. Some of you may have remembered about a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, this came before you for primary approval. They're looking to move forward. We've submitted plans to the engineering department for review. Those have been commented back and forth. We're just about finished with those. They're getting ready to start marketing the lots. We're more interested in the single-family home lots, which would be lots 1 through 6 to start with, and then the multifamily lot 7 will follow behind. But we're going through the platting process for all of it right now at this time so that we don't have to come back before you. And I'd be happy to answer any questions that you guys may have.
Excellent. Thank you for the presentations. Questions for Mr. Lang? Thank you for your presentation. Is there anybody in the room or online wishing to speak in favor of Plat 24-05? Hearing none, is there anybody in the room or online wishing to speak in opposition to Plat 24-05? Hi.
Jeff O'Dwyer, 16590 Arthur Street. My property is on the west side of the 2 lots opposite of Grape Road. We moved in 2.5 years ago, close to 3 years. I'm curious as to what they plan on building and where, because I didn't get anything that says what they're doing, and I'd like to know what they're doing. When I built a pole barn, the St. Joe County wanted to know how many trees I was taking down. They're going to take 2 acres of trees down in order to build next to me.
Okay. Is there any questions? Okay, thank you. We'll have them come up and add some more detail. Is there anybody else wishing to speak in opposition of Plat 24-05?
I think we just need more information. We don't have information on the price point of these houses and,
Yeah, come up to the microphone if you
my
would.
apologies.
That's okay. Name and
I
address.
don't know that we're
Can I
opposed.
get your name and address, please?
Oh, my apologies. Chris O'Dwyer, 16590 Arthur Street, directly next door to the proposed subdivision. And not knowing or being, having a presentation, I'm obviously concerned about the price point of these houses, the size of the houses, the water, how they're addressing the water since, our property is right next door. Basically, resale value for our homes. And also, construction traffic, the timeline. We don't have any of this information, so I can't say that I'm opposed or against, but I want to know what exactly this is about.
Thank you. We appreciate you coming up and asking those types of questions. What we're voting on tonight, though, is the subdivide of the 2 existing lots into 7 new lots. Hi.
My name is Burton Miller. I live on Barton Street, which joins the property on Arthur. My property runs from Barton to Arthur, and it joins the property that we're dealing with right now. Again, the owner has had a house demolished anyhow, and the rubble, I shouldn't say rubble, there's a burn pile that's been there for 2 years anyhow, and he has not taken care of that. And so, to me, not a very good neighborhood anyhow. And so, I don't see the need for this, but I just want to express my feelings as far as that I don't think he's a good neighbor, because every day we drive by, we have to see that pile of rubbish out there.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. Is there anybody else in the room or online wishing to speak against Plat 24-05? Hearing none, right of rebuttal?
To answer a few of the questions, with this being annexed into the city, we are extending city sewer, water, stormwater will be handled on our site. Like I said, those plans have been submitted through the engineering department. The 6 lots will be single-family home sites. Right now, the target price is somewhere around $600,000, but the market will drive that as we move forward with that. And at this point, for the Lot 7, we haven't even begun to get into the pricing for what the townhouses would be at this point, but that is kind of the feel for what we're marketing here for that small subdivision.
And phase-wise, just as a quick question, and you talked about this earlier, but you're going to do the single families first?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 6 lots along Arthur Street will be phase 1, if you want to call it, and then once that has been developed, then the multifamily portion to the south on Lot 7 will follow behind that.
And it sounds like there's interest to do the 1 through 6 pretty quick.
And that is, right now, there's a shortage of single-family home lots around, and that's what's kind of spurring this activity to move forward with those lots first.
Okay, and I don't know if you have any insight on Mr. Miller's question of course, the burn pile that's going to be cleared out.
Well, the house that was there was in pretty sad shape, and it was one of those, they were constantly getting letters because it was in the city. So instead of doing any remodeling, they decided to tear it down. All of that will be cleaned up as we go through the process with the construction of the sewer, the water, and the storm.
Commissioners, any questions on the right of rebuttal? Woody?
On your lot number 7, is there any, you're saying you're going to be multifamily homes on
You'll have
lot
to speak
7?
up. You're leaning back, not in the
On lot
mic.
number 7?
Yes.
It's multifamily, is that correct?
It is going to be townhouses, yes.
Okay, is there any?
There's 7 units
Okay,
proposed
Is there
there.
any possibility that you might change your mind depending on your residential homes, if they go?
Probably not. Because of the way the street's set up right there, it would be very difficult to add another street at that location for coming into that part of the parcel right there. It's a little easier to isolate it as the townhouse area right there to provide amenities for the townhouse and to be able to handle all the stormwater.
Okay, thank you.
I do have one question. Looking at the two lots, R1, it appears it bisects those two lots to the north of them. Is there a property line there, or what's happening with those two areas not inside of your hash marks?
That's an easement set up for stormwater to be from piping up to the north. It's being investigated whether they're going to be using retention area or if they're going to use underground storage. So what we're doing is we're providing that easement at this point in time so we don't have to go back through the platting process later and come before you for adding a simple easement.
Okay, so those buildings that are like on the map, those are gone or will be gone?
Yeah, they're gone already. The
gone
buildings that were there have been tore down, partially burned, and what's left of it will be removed through the construction process.
Great, thank you.
Hold on. Any other questions?
No.
Okay, thank you. We'll let you come up and see if you have any qualifying questions. We'll do one round here.
I'm just curious as to what the actual lot sizes are, the third acre, quarter acre? How big are those lots? I
Yep.
can't read that.
Yep, they're actually in,
Yeah, I can't read it.
we can, hold on a second.
Does anybody have a printed copy?
We can address that.
100 feet by 137 feet.
The plat shows 0.18 acres to 0.35 acres. So a fifth of an acre to over a third of an acre.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate the discussion. And with that, I'm going to close the public hearing and open it up for any commissioners that wish to speak on this. Nothing, then I'll take a motion on Plat 24-05.
Make a motion to approve plat 24-05?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Donna, would you please call for the vote?
Chris Jamrose?
Yes.
Drew Cash?
Yes.
Woody Emmons?
Yes.
Sam Cressy? Whoops, sorry. Drew Johnson?
Yes.
Randy Frost?
Yes.
Kathy White Gaddage?
Yes.
Mike Portalese?
Yes.
Chris Doherty?
Yes, and Plat 24-05 passes. Thank you for the presentation. Moving right along, going to Plat 24-06, a request submitted by Deer Run Fur LLC and White House Cleaning and Restoration seeking approval of the two-lot Lysenko minor subdivision. Hi.
Good evening. My name is Jeff Ballard. I'm with Dan Charner and Associates. We're located at 1643 Commerce Drive in South Bend. Here representing Deer Run Fur, FIR, LLC, as they request to create this minor subdivision. They want to take the existing lots 3A and 4A in Deer Run and create two new lots, creating this minor subdivision. The purpose for the subdivision is to reconfigure the lots to make way for new development, also to clean up the easements and utility easements and access easements on the plat as well. Answer any questions if you have any. It's pretty straightforward.
Questions for Mr. Ballard, any? Nope. Nope, thank you for the presentation.
Sure.
Is there anybody else in the room or online wishing to speak in favor of Plat 24-06? Hearing none, is there anybody in the room or online wishing to speak in opposition to Plat 24-06? I'll close the public hearing, and I will call for a motion on 24-06.
I motion to approve Plat 24-06.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Donna, would you please call for the vote?
Chris Jamrose?
Yes.
Drew Cash?
Yes.
Woody Emmons?
Yes.
Randy Frost?
Yes.
Kathy White Gaddage?
Yes.
Mike Portalese?
Yes.
And Chris Doherty?
Yes, and Plat 24-06 passes. Brings us to the next item on the agenda. It is a site plan, so there is no public hearing. Site Plan 24-06, a request submitted by Storage of America LLC seeking final site plan approval for a mini self-storage facility to include 47 buildings to be located south of 1505 South Burkett Avenue. Hi.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Again, my name's Tom Fitzpatrick, Storage of America. I'm Vice President of Development for the company, and we're at 4225 West 62nd Street in Indianapolis, Indiana. And our consultant, Gresham Smith, submitted a package to the city for the development of the site. We would break it down into several phases. I think it's 2 or 3. Yeah. Phase 1 would be the north of the centerline easement, and then phase 2 and 3 would be build out of the southerly part there. So I mistakenly said it was 70,000 square feet for phase 1 at the previous hearing, but it's actually 90,000 square feet. I hope that's in the application. It should be. It's 98,000 square feet. Just because we want to build up the north part of it first in case something else, we might change some of the buildings a little bit in the future based on market. It would be a similar building, but sometimes we might use something a little bit different. Of course, that time we would come in with a different plan that would show you those buildings for approval if we did change that up. So I think they've addressed all the concerns that the city has with the construction. We'd like to move forward into the next phase of the development with construction. So,
Commissioners, any questions?
Just a clarification. In here, it says the fire department asked about the fire hydrants being public or private, but there's no answer.
We can go either way.
Okay.
I think that in the center part where there's going to be an easement, that's going to be an easement for the city, just to connect that water main and loop it. We can make those public fire hydrants, and if the city desires us to make them public in the unit, we'd put or inside the development, we'd put an easement to the end, the hydrants, or we would maintain them ourselves. We do that at several places in our facility where we have multiple jurisdictional hydrant uses, but we go through the process of annual inspections, and just like the city does municipality-wise, we get a notice that annual is due, and we have people on staff or contracts to take care of those hydrants on a maintenance process. Sometimes they're painted differently, but whatever the city wants, if you want them public, we'll make them public. If you want them private, outside of that main easement, then we can do that.
And it notes a Knox box. I'm sure that's not an issue, I would assume.
Oh, we put a Knox box on all of our sites.
I would assume. Thank you.
As long as it's a Knox box and not the kitty boxes. We're having a hard time purchasing kitty boxes, which is the same thing as a Knox box, but it's a competitor. So
Right.
It's just a issue going on.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
I do. I have.
Oh, yep.
Your engineer, there were several edits that we've requested from
Can
the
you speak
engineering
up a little bit?
side.
I'm very difficult in
Get
hearing.
closer to the mic.
Can you hear me now? I'm with the engineering department. There's many engineering edits that we've requested from your engineer. And do you agree with all the comments we have requested?
Yes,
That you
yeah.
will pursue getting those resolved?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, because we hadn't seen a revised anything in our
Nope.
office.
Really? Okay. I just know that they did state the issues, and we discussed them, and we moved forward
I
with those.
just need
so.
your commitment, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
I'm a licensed engineer, too. So.
awesome.
Engineer to engineer, that sounds like a pretty good pinky swear right there.
Right there.
Yeah, I haven't practiced very long, but I have to hire it out nowadays, so.
Any other questions? No, thank you for the presentation. If there's no discussion, I'll take a motion on site plan 24-06.
I'll make a motion to approve site plan 2406.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Donna, would you please call for the vote?
Chris Jamrose?
Yes.
Drew Cash?
Yes.
Woody Emmons?
Yes.
Drew Johnson?
Yes.
Randy Frost?
Yes.
Kathy White Gaddich?
Yes.
Mike Porterly?
Yes.
Chris Doherty.
Yes, and Site Plan 24-06 passes. Thank you for the presentation. Okay, next item on the agenda, design review, 24-01, a request submitted by NNN Properties LLC requesting a design review waiver from Section 105-176 for sign clutter for exceeding max number of characters at 303 South Main Street. Hi.
Hello.
How are you? I thought somebody
Good,
was
how
going
are
to.
you?
I thought somebody was going to be online. Welcome. Name and address, please.
Melinda Correa, 303 South Main Street, Mishawaka.
Okay, hold on. Did you get that? Oh, great. Tell us about what you have here.
Yeah, so that's the address for the Medical Arts Building, and we have recently opened a urgent care, and we are looking to install 4x5 metal signs that say Michiana Urgent Care. We have since removed the Pinnacle Hospital logo. So previously, the sign was 89 characters, and now it is 50 characters. So our request is to put signage on the south and west part of the building.
Got it. South and the west is what you said, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Those are the areas facing away from the street, if I'm thinking right?
Correct.
Okay.
That would be,
Yep.
are these signs electronic?
No, they are just 4x5 metal signs. So currently there are marquees at the main entrances. We wanted to post these signs to sort of lure the community, around that area. So the west entrance or west side of the building faces 4th Street. So our hopes are to capture that traffic driving down 4th Street. And then the south side, that actually faces more towards the tracks, but also a entrance for patients walking in. Because it's a walk-in based urgent care, we want to be able to promote that to the community.
I don't know if I have the complete
You need a
report.
picture
Is
of-
there a picture of the
Yeah,
sign?
it's right here.
Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. Yep. Okay, we're looking at the picture now of the actual sign.
Yeah.
Is there any other questions?
That's black and white, of course. Yeah, there's a color on there.
There, okay, yep.
And you say it's 4 foot by 6 foot?
4x5.
4x5? Okay.
Woody's got a question.
Yeah, these signs, how are they going to be attached? Are they permanent? Are they just going to be temporary or what?
So we did previously have them on the sides of the buildings, not knowing that we, had to go through some steps and of course the full permit. So we removed them quickly when I was contacted by Krista. Our goal is to, if we could, have some time to have them up, 90 days. We would like to keep them up permanently, but we're willing to work either way.
I know we have an ordinance on the type of sign, especially if they're going to be up permanently. And I don't know whether these qualify. I'd like to have an answer to that.
Yep, can you get closer to your microphone, Woody? I'm not sure she
Okay.
can hear you.
Do those signs for being up there permanently qualify for our sign ordinance?
I believe the request was to have them up permanently, so if approved, they're permanent signs. It's not temporary.
I'm sorry, Chris, I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you.
I believe they would be permanent signs. The request is not to have a temporary sign, so they would be permanent. So that's the need for the variance. It's for permanent signs, and it was because there's already a sign facing south, so this allows for a second sign, and then it allows for the characters to exceed the number of characters that are permitted on an individual sign. Because right now, you can only have 40 characters on a sign, and this is 50 characters. So they are permanent.
Yeah, and this would be a permanent design review
For a
waiver.
permanent sign, the material,
Yeah, it does. It does. For a wall sign, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it can be met, yes.
it does meet the requirements.
I don't think they're very aesthetic looking for being on a sign, on a building permanently. I mean, we have strict guidelines on signs, and boy, this doesn't seem to me meet the qualifications of the signs that we have recently approved. That almost looks like a for sale sign for a home.
Is this the final presentation of the sign, or this is an example of it? I mean,
So that's actually the, willing to work with whatever, but that is the logo for our urgent care. Because we're umbrellaed under Pinnacle Hospital, we did remove that logo. But in terms of the actual sample you're looking at here, what's inside our urgent care, the signage, is a replica of that.
You already have signs facing Main Street and 4th Street, is that correct?
No, the only signs right now are on the marquee
Okay.
at the entrances.
The building itself has signs on the north and east side, identifying it as the Medical Arts Building and a directory sign for all of the providers within it. But this tenant does not have any other signage up currently.
I mean, to Woody's point, I guess it would be nice to see what the sign would look like on the building. I have a hard time believing you have a lopsided white piece of aluminum. It's not square, at least it doesn't look square, with this logo on there. I presume it's going to be a little bit more polished up than that, and it's hard to visualize that on the building, is what I think Woody's, and I can see this too. I mean, there's strict guidelines for signs, and man alive, we hear a lot about that in town, how it's impossible to get a sign on a building, and then you're gonna schlep something up on a building. What it looks like on the building, I guess, is what I would be concerned with too. How does it, I mean, if this is boarded out nicely, like a nice frame around it, might help.
And these signs were previously up, then taken down, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, you don't have a picture of what the signs look like actually on the building, right? When
I believe the letter that was sent had those images. I'm not sure if,
Not what we have. I don't have a copy of that.
I don't see anything where they were up. Other than an arrow pointing.
Well, there's
where
a
they were.
brown piece of wood there that I'm assuming represents on the east side, it looks like. No, that'd be the north side that I bet the sign was on. Here.
Yes.
And it was probably taken off, and we just don't see a picture before the sign was on, right here.
Yep. Any other questions on this?
I have a question.
Go
Are
ahead.
there other Michiana urgent care facilities in the area?
there are not.
Oh, okay. So you got nothing to go by as far as another sign, right?
Correct.
Okay.
It's a new urgent care that opened in February.
Oh, okay.
Open 9 AM to 6 PM, I suppose that means that lights aren't necessary to display it in the evening.
No, there's no lights. We don't have anything, no lights under the signs at all.
Do you have this urgent care at other facilities, other areas?
We don't. This is a new urgent care we opened.
I mean, what is the commissioner's thinking here? You'd like to see the sign and see what it actually looks like? The material, is that what some of us are hung up on?
I mean, personally, I would think, because I mean, I've been down this path before business-wise, trying to get darn sign in Mishawaka. It would be nice to see the sign represented on the building, what it looks like. Because if we have to answer to this, and God bless you, it might turn out great, but if it doesn't, we never saw what it looked like on the building.
Is there an urgency to have this sign up there right now, or is this something that we can push off to the next meeting and you can actually have the sign brought in?
Sure, I'm happy to do that. There's no
What do you
urgency.
think?
Well, personally, as a professional organization that's going in as a medical urgent care, the sign doesn't represent the quality or the professionalism of the business that's going in. I mean, like you say, it looks almost like a for sale sign that you stick in your yard, other than it's metal instead of cardboard.
I think my biggest concern with this is not so much the looks of the sign, but the precedent we're setting. Medical Arts Building has physical therapy, they have other doctor's offices, there's a pharmacy, there's therapists. And if every one of them came in and wanted to put a 5-by-4 foot sign on the building, that's going to look pretty tacky. So I think the precedent for this building has to be what happens, what's good for one has to be good for all.
Similar to my concern is it possible, I mean, that we do get other requests down the line from other entities within the building, and I don't know that it's but directing back to the building landlord for the building as a whole as a designation, so that a business within can advertise, we're in this building with signage that's uniform and fits.
Does it make sense then to postpone this rather than vote on this? I'm asking the presenter. And you could take some of this feedback and possibly work with our staff as well and prepare additional information or revised information that we can consider next month? Or would you rather have us vote on this today?
I'm happy to take this information back to our clinical director of operations, as well as our CEO, as well as the landlord for the building, that we can present further information next month. I'm fine with that.
And I'm not speaking for Woody that had questions, but it seems like the logo is okay, right? So that's your logo, Michiana Urgent Care. But I think it's more of the phone number. You know, you don't see a lot of phone numbers. You see in
the hours, I mean, it just doesn't present a professional sign. It's like, I hate to say it, fly by night.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
there's no
concerned about the
professionalism.
materials as well. I would question that. I mean, if we were voting on this tonight, I would just encourage you to since you've already indicated, and this is just an opinion, but since you've already indicated that you might, to seek to come back around, I think I would look to have more definition on the materials. If this is just a metal sign, how that weathers, et cetera, we've seen that throughout. So I would hope that when you take this back, that in cooperation with all those folks, that you can come forward with a lot of this. Is the coloring on it would be, all of the logo would probably be your design, but with specifics from the landlord, I think that would be very important as to the intent longer term with other signage. So thanks for that.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Take a motion to table?
Wait, well, let me go through. With that, is there anybody else that would speak in favor of design review 24-01 in the room or online? Is there anybody in the room or online wishing to speak in opposition to design review 24-01? With that, and given the discussion, we'll close the public hearing. And with the discussion we previously had, I will take a motion, and one of those motions could be
Make a motion to table this?
to
till
table
next
this
month?
till next month. We have a motion to table. Second, anybody?
Second.
And a second. Donna, would you call the vote to table this till next month?
So that would be a yes, right?
Yes.
If we agree.
Yes, a yes to table.
Chris Jamrus,
Yes.
Drew Cash,
Yes.
Woody Emmons,
Yes.
Drew Johnson,
Yes.
Randy Frost,
Yes.
Kathy White Gaddich,
Yes.
Mike Portalese,
Yes.
Chris Torty,
Yes, and design review 24-01 has been tabled till next month for further review. Thank you for your presentation. Moving right along, design review 24-02, a request submitted by Merrill Realty, Inc., requesting a design review waiver from Section 105-76 architectural material for steel siding at 606 North Main Street, Mishawaka, Indiana. Hi.
Hey there, I'm Deja Morgan. This is for the location 606 North Main Street. So we are requesting that we have steel siding installed on the south of the building. So before it was a old bank, I believe, connected to it. So there's a lot of debris that's kind of like falling off. So with the addition of Innova Bank, we want to allow that to look a lot better. So as you can see right there, it's just not really pretty. So I know this area is getting pretty updated, so it's time to make a change and, go from there.
Thank you, and I appreciate the presentation. I see that the staff recommended approval. The material is high quality, durable, sturdy, and meets the needs in the intent of the design review requirements. Is there any other questions on this?
I guess I'm just curious, vertical, horizontal?
Yeah, so this is going vertical. So with the bank, Innova Bank, theirs is going horizontal. So we want to have a little different. I believe theirs is a dark gray. So we're going to go with a brown, which will also complement the color of the building as well.
Will this be similar to what's on the side of the building, the old bank building in the corner of Mishawaka Avenue and Main Street, where that car is up on the building? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yes, sir. Yep.
Is that the same type of material?
Yeah, it's the same layout as well, I believe. Yeah, it's a car.
Yeah.
I know, that's unique, yes.
You're not going to hang a car on the side of your building, are you?
I would
It's
not,
not really.
not at all.
Okay, good. Good. Any questions on this design review from the commissioners? Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Nice
Enjoy.
presentation. Is there
appreciate it.
anybody in the room or online wishing to speak in favor
And Mr. Portalese?
of design review 24-02? Is there anybody in the room or online wishing to speak in opposition to 24-02? All right, then we'll close the public hearing, and if there's no further questions on this, I'll ask for a motion.
Motion to approve design review 2402.
I second that.
We have a motion and a second. Donna, would you please call for the vote?
Chris Jamrus,
Yes.
Drew Cash,
Yes.
Woody Emmons,
Yes.
Drew Johnson,
Yes.
Randy Frost,
Yes.
Kathy White Gaddich,
Yes.
Mike Portalese,
Yes.
Chris Torty.
Yes, and design review 24-02 passes. Thank you for the
And
presentation.
thank you so much. Enjoy.
Our last regular item on the agenda is Design Review 24-03, a request submitted by United Way of St. Joseph County requesting a design review waiver from Section 105-76, architectural materials for storage, shed, and dumpster enclosure, and sign size and quantity at 600 East 3rd Street, Mishawaka, Indiana. Is there somebody online to present this design review?
Yes, I am here.
Hi, name and address for the record, please.
Yeah, my name's Cullen Stanger with DJ Construction, address 3414 Elkhart Road, Goshen, Indiana.
Great. Tell us about your design review.
Yeah, on the design review, we have a dumpster enclosure that's going to be on the east side of the building along the north alley. And we're requesting to utilize an aluminum frame structure with pre-engineered wood planking for that dumpster. And then also on the west side of the building, next to the playground, requesting more of like a log cabin wood look on a shed that's going to be placed next to the playground. And then lastly, it'd be, yeah, there you see a drawing there. Lastly is for signage. So United Way, One Roof currently has a facility. They want to keep the logo the same on their facility they have now on this facility. So the lettering would be, or the signage would be on 3 sides of the building. And I believe we submitted also a drawing that shows the size of the lettering and the positioning on the building.
Sounds good. Thank you. And is there any questions for Mr. Stainer on this?
Is that a lit sign?
Whoop, yep, I don't think your microphone. There we go.
Will the sign be lit on the building?
No, we're going to have power in that area, but we are not planning on lighting the signs, no.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Other questions? No other questions? Thank you for your presentation. Is there anybody else online wishing to speak in favor of 24-03? Is there anybody in the room or online wishing to speak in opposition to Design Review 24-03? I'll close the public hearing and we'll take a motion on that one, 2413, or 2403.
I motion to approve Design Review 24-03.
Whoop. Hold on. We'll redo the vote or the motion. Go ahead.
6 inches. The way that they have it presented, the letters on the south-facing, 4th Street facing side are over 4 feet. So I just wanted to get our recommendation on as part of the motion. So, thank you.
Okay, can you go over that one more time?
The staff recommendation is that no individual letter be over 36 inches, whereas the way that it is proposed, those one roof letters are over 4 feet.
53 inches.
So if you agree with the staff's recommendation, the motion should be that no letter be over 36 inches.
So what we call the vote?
Include that in the
No,
motion.
okay, yeah, so no letter over
36 inches.
36 inches. Okay, so,
Is our presenter okay with that?
yeah,
I think our request was for the lettering to be the size that's shown in that drawing. The idea is that it's proportional with the size of the building because of the building size itself. So the request would be for the signage at the size that we're showing.
are you okay with us amending this to where no letters are over 36 inches?
I guess I cannot answer that. The signage will be by United Way, and so that would be a discussion with United Way that I would have to have.
Well, it's hard for this body to really go against the staff and their recommendations on this.
Our favorable recommendation is based solely on the 36 inches, which was made part of the staff report. So that was the only way that we would support that size of that sign. We've approved similar ones. I think CVS had one, and it was also 36 inches in height in the C3 in the downtown area.
I would say that we would accept the 36 inches if for any reason he would like to make them larger. Could this be resubmitted?
It can be. I mean, if we have a vote on it now and then you're committing to it being 36 inches, if you want to come back, I mean, that's the vote and that would be the approval. I don't think we would support it though. So that's what, we don't want to set any precedent to have any larger signs. So that was, the 3 feet was the largest we felt would be able to be put into this area. So.
Understood there. Then I
Yeah.
would say yes, we would be okay with 3 feet then.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you for the clarification, and sorry we missed that. I appreciate that extra note. That's good. The public hearing is closed, so commissioner discussions on this are, I'm more likely to vote in favor of this if it only has the stipulation that the staff has recommended of the maximum of 36 inches. So with that, I will take a motion that.
Whoa.
Yep, sorry.
Okay. I was concentrating on the dumpsters and that, and I missed the signage, what the material is of the signage. And you can see a layout up there and that, but I missed what type of
Yep.
material.
The commissioners can ask the presenter. So I don't know if you heard that on the microphone. I'll have,
I was paying attention more to when you make the presentation of the material for the dumpsters and that, the two different types, one by the playground and one in the back of the building and that. And so when you made your presentation, I was studying that, and I missed what type of materials you're using for the sign where the roof is, and then also in the learning center and that. What type of material was that, and what color, please?
I do not know what the color is. The sign itself would be a metal sign. It would have depth to it, so it would protrude out from the building. At this point, I do not have shop drawings to be able to share with you.
If we offered you the opportunity to come back before, as we've done on an earlier motion, and postpone this, do you feel like you could have more detailed answers at a further meeting and conclusion on, you would be moving this 30 days down the line till the next meeting? Do you feel that you could have an opportunity to get some answers on this?
I do, yes, and that would be fine.
Okay, I agree with my fellow commissioners that if you would come back in 30 days and kind of update us on the color and that on the signs and the materials that you're planning on using would be great.
and then possibly we could have further clarification on how others feel about the 36-inch stipulant that we had put on this.
Do we want to vote on the trash can and the
No, I
whole thing?
I think,
Table the whole thing?
yeah, it's all in one design review, so we would need to do that all in one. So, public hearing's closed, we're at the point of a motion, and I would be inclined to table this as a consideration for a motion from the commissioners, but I'll leave it up to you.
I'll submit a request or a motion to table this till our next meeting.
Second.
We have a motion to table and a second. Donna, would you please call for the vote? Yes is to table this till next month.
Chris Jamrose?
Yes.
Drew Cash?
Yes.
Woody Emmons?
Yes.
Drew Johnson?
Yes.
Randy Frost?
Yes.
Kathy White Gaddage?
Yes.
Mike Portalese?
Yes.
Chris Torty?
Yes, and design review 24-03 has been tabled for further discussion next month. Thank you for the presentation. I really appreciate it. Is there any old business? Your microphone, I don't think, is working.
No.
Oh, so there's no?
No.
No, okay. No. You guys could just do smoke signals down there, and that'd be easier.
Say we can't even see him.
Yeah, it's smoke signals, buddy.
Yeah.
New business. I do have a piece of new business, but is there any new business?
Nothing other than,
Okay. If the commissioners would, please stay 10 minutes after. I do want to talk about our role in helping to develop the city's new comprehensive land use plan and a little bit about some of our next steps. So if you would, please stay for a few minutes. Privilege of the floor. Does anybody want to speak online or in the room on anything that's not an agenda item tonight? Hearing none, I'll call for an adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
I have a motion,
Second.
and all in favor say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thank you all.